humanitarian work. And I looked at her and I said, Teresa, I can't fly to another country when I know that the students in my own school aren't eating at night and on weekends. At that time, I was working to put the first food pantry in our high school. To me, that's kind of what that quote means, is you don't have to fly to another country or do something great and marvelous to make a difference. And the reason that I want to share that with you tonight is because I know a lot of the people in this room, and you guys are helping Mom do the dishes every day. And that is what I love about this work. We are working in the communities, we're working with students, we're working with families, we're working with teachers, we're serving in our own communities. You are doing the dishes in your communities, and you are saving the world one student, one teacher, one family at a time. And I love that, and that is why I love this job. You guys tonight are my inspirational message, so thank you for helping Mom do the dishes.
As a Board of Education, it's important for us to recognize various accomplishments made by students, employees, and patrons throughout Alpine School District. As we honor the individuals and groups this evening, we acknowledge the families and others who have helped them achieve their goals. Thank you for the support you have offered to those we recognize at this time. We appreciate your attendance here tonight. After all the recognitions are completed, you are welcome to leave if you have other obligations this evening. So students from the Cedar Valley Cluster have had artwork displayed here at the district office for the past few months. We would like to thank all the students for allowing their art to be displayed in our hallways. Their artwork has transformed the district office into an art gallery of sorts, adding color and beauty for all to enjoy. Quite often you can see patrons and employees stopping to admire the different pieces that are displayed. So the first students we're going to welcome are from Black Ridge Elementary. Okay, so our students from Black Ridge are Brooklyn Beeks, Celie Elugia, Kaiser Bishop, Cameron Fisher, Charlie Bowers, Lindsay Sidwer, and May Hansen. Okay, next up, we are going to welcome our students from Brookhaven Elementary. From Brookhaven, we have Maya Johansson, Landon Zulo, Beckham Gray, Liam Jarvis, Becca Buckner, Daxton Terry, and Caleb Chatterton. We are now excited to welcome our students from Cedar Valley Elementary. We are recognizing Bronny Berry, Nathan Kelly, Brislyn Carter, Macy Norris, and Carter Stenson. Our next group of students are from Cedar Valley High School. We are recognizing Naomi Lidoff, Mahina Webb, Sophie Emil, Elsha Ridenor, Theda Zeigel, Savannah Jones, Hallie Denny, Lacey Wiggins, and Layla Savangsa Page. Our next group of students are from Desert Sky Elementary. Okay, we are recognizing Oakley Elise Fonseca, Bailey Ann Bryan, Vivianis Mosquera, Anastasia Kovacevic, Olivia Christine Brenneman, Mateus Penha, and Zoe Sarah Moss. Our next group of students is from Eagle Valley Elementary. We are recognizing Riker Olpin, Ava Druce, Charlotte Perry, Zakira Dozier, Afton Keith, Reka Hansen, and Madeline Hawks. We are now going to welcome students from Frontier Middle School. We are recognizing Britta Watson, Madeline Glass, Lynx Arazo, Layla Ward, Trey Beeks, Nicholas Williams, and Adeline Barnes. We are now going to welcome students from Hidden Hollow Elementary. Okay, so we have Fabrizio Espinoza Cruz, Brigham Fitzgerald, Seda Mesquita Rojas, Curtis Drake, Aspen Haas, Hazel Lissel, Tegan Pruitt, Lydia Rawlings, Scarlett Barker, Zoe Mead, Roslyn Cherry, Jonathan Reese, and Sydney Smith. We now like to welcome our students from Mountain Trails Elementary. Our students are Anna Mitten, Olivia Galvez, Grace Thacker, Tinley Miller, Liam Denboer, Fabian Perez, and Dana Suarez Gonzalez. Okay, and then we're excited. We have our last group, which is Pony Express Elementary. Our students are Ezra Laws, Cash Wright, Quentin Fryer, Carly Thomas, Prim Dove, Colo Fine, and Amanda Pereira. Okay, so we're going to invite the families and those of you who are here to support these students to please stand so that we can show our appreciation to you. Thank you so much. Okay, Board Member Bateman.
Okay, I'm going to invite Marjorie Anderson and AP Lisa Gallagher to come on up. Marjorie Anderson, our art teacher at Lehigh High School, or an art teacher, I should say, is one of 9 outstanding educators from across the state to receive the prestigious Sorensen Legacy Award for excellence in arts education. What makes Marjorie an exceptional leader is her ability to inspire, uplift, and bring out the best in her students. In recognition of this achievement, Marjorie will receive a $2,500 cash award, and Lehigh High School will be granted a $500 cash award to further support their arts programs. And I will just add my own little 2 cents that this is a massive portfolio that is required for this award. So when we say that it is the best of the best, it really is the best of the best. So grateful for Marjorie and all that she does for our students.
Okay, we'd like to invite Shion and Principal Tammy Stewart to come forward. All right. Shion Sonomura from Orem High School was invited to represent the state of Utah to perform at the 32nd Music for All National Festival in Indianapolis, March 13th through the 15th, as part of the Jazz Band of America. This is recognized as the top honor ensemble for young musicians in the nation. Students were chosen following a selective audition process. Shion is one of only 80 students in an honor ensemble composed of individual students from across the country who come together to play in a once-in-a-lifetime performance. We invite Shion to play.
Is this microphone turned on? Okay. The tune that we will be playing is from the film Willy Wonka, Pure Imagination. This is a arrangement of mine that I wrote for my school's big band that I will be performing Thursday night. But this is a condensed, small combo version. So hope you enjoy.
Okay, so Alpine School District is thankful for so many teachers and staff members who excel in making a difference for students, parents, colleagues, and others. Tonight, we would like to recognize nominees who have been selected to receive the Alpine School District RISE Award, which stands for Remarkable, Inspiring, Selfless, and Encouraging. Board Member Beeson.
Thank you, Board Member King. I would like to invite up Gary Guest, if he is here. Is he here this evening? Gary? And also with Gary, if we can invite up Emily Adams, who actually wrote a really nice letter. Is Emily here tonight? Maybe not. Well, Gary, you get to be standing kind of on your own. You're not on your own. You're with good people around you. But Emily wrote this about you. She said, Gary is a fantastic bus driver. The kids love him, and he is so kind and considerate. He makes them feel loved and shows extra patience even when rowdy. Gary approached me after one school day and asked about my son who he hadn't seen on the bus for a while, and he wanted to know if he was okay. It meant a lot to me to know that he missed my son and was concerned about him. Gary does more than drive the kids to school. He shows love and concern for them. Thank you, Gary.
Okay, so we're actually gonna take a few minutes to saunter, which is gonna allow the equipment removal. So if everyone could just pause, talk amongst yourself for a couple of minutes. Thank you. Okay, we're ending our sauntering. Thank you guys for your patience with that. Next up, Board Member Lincoln.
We'd like to invite Camille Stewart, who is a teacher at Lake Mountain Middle School, to come up, and she was nominated by Haley Hess. So we invite Camille, Haley, and Principal Michelle Price to come forward. Haley wrote, Miss Stewart inspired and supported me in ways no other teacher has. She encouraged me to submit a poem to a contest, which led to it being published. Her belief in me gave me the confidence to take a risk and grow. Her dedication to teaching and her genuine care for her students changed my lives.
Okay. Next, we would like to invite Sackett, along with Brittany and Principal Cynthia Cardenas to come forward. Awesome. Brittany wrote, Dela is truly a remarkable speech therapist who transformed my oldest daughter's life. She positively impacts every student she works with from her incredible patience, dedication, and innovative approach. Her passion and dedication to students reflects in every aspect of their educational experiences.
Okay, I'd like to invite Heather Buckles, Wendy, and Principal Misty Rocha to come up. And Heather was nominated by Wendy, who is also an employee. Wendy wrote, as a wellness room aide and junior Hope Squad advisor at Belmont Elementary, Heather's dedication is unwavering. She loves the students and teachers, consistently giving her time and effort to support them. Thanks to Heather's creativity, organizational skills, and communication, Belmont's Hope Squad runs smoothly. Heather goes above and beyond.
We'd like to invite Beth Barber and Katie Pickett and Principal Matt Rowe to come forward from East Shore. Katie, excellent. Katie wrote, Beth is an incredible teacher. I have the pleasure of reviewing the online lessons she builds for East Shore. Her art history courses are interactive, engaging, and student-focused. Every time I review a lesson, I learn how to be a better teacher. She's very thoughtful about how she presents information and challenges students to think through complex issues.
Next is Avery Beeson, a teacher at Fox Hollow Elementary. She was nominated by Brittany Littledyke, who's a parent, and so we'd like to invite Avery, Brittany, and Principal Aaron Gates to come up. Thank you to Supervisor Brittany Rowley for representing tonight. Brittany wrote, being a SPED teacher in and of itself deserves this award, but Miss Avery is a SPED preschool teacher, taking our sweetest little ones with wide open, loving arms in their first experience with school. Her kindness and endless patience go far beyond any teacher I've had with my kids in 13 years. My son loves to go to school running into class. There is no truer testament than that.
Okay, next we have Becca Terry, who is a teacher at Bonneville Elementary. She was nominated by Cammie Howlett. So we invite Becca, Cammie, and Principal Matt Diaz to come forward. Cammie wrote, Becca is a kindergarten teacher at Bonneville. Becca has worked very hard to help students become their best this year. It is remarkable watching her students have their light bulb moment. Becca works so hard every day in front of the class and behind the scenes. Each child matters to her. Thank you for making a difference one child at a time.
Next, we have Shanna Seartons, a teacher at Pleasant Grove High, is nominated by Julie Turner, grandmother, and we'd invite Shanna, Julie, and Principal Wade Lott to come forward. Julie wrote, when I get an excited text and movie from my granddaughter about how excited she is about something she learned in science, I know that her teacher is doing an amazing job. Shanna has been so patient with my little 7th grader and has supported and inspired her throughout the year. I love girls getting excited about science because of a teacher with love, care, and knowledge.
Okay. Our last congratulations for the evening goes to Orem High School. The 2024-25 4A State Volleyball Champions. Award certificates have been sent to the school and to be given to the student athletes during their recognition ceremony. Well done, Orem High.
Thank you guys for being patient during those recognitions. We have just so many amazing kids and employees in Alpine School District. We're so fortunate. We now have up to 30 minutes set aside for public comment. This opportunity is allocated for patrons living within the Alpine School District boundary. A sign-up sheet was available prior to this meeting, allowing up to 10 patrons the opportunity to speak. Those living outside of ASD and those who were unable to sign up before all slots were full can submit written comments at alpineschools.org/schoolboard. Scanning the QR code in the lobby will also direct you to the form. As you are called up, please introduce yourself by stating your name. You will be given up to 3 minutes to speak. While the board does not engage in a discussion during the public comment period, they may arrange for a staff member to communicate with you later. Personnel issues are not appropriate discussion items for an open meeting environment. If you have a personnel concern, please contact a member of administration or put your concerns in writing and address it to the Board of Education. We have one public comment tonight, so Lindsay Clausen, if you would come to the microphone and share with us your comment.
Hi, good evening, members of the board. My name is Lindsay Clausen, and I'm a resident of the Wildflower Development in Saratoga Springs. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you tonight and share my concerns regarding the proposed boundary change that would reassign our neighborhood in schools in Eagle Mountain. This isn't the first time I've raised this concern. Last year, when the elementary boundary was changed, I advocated for Wildflower to remain connected to Saratoga Springs schools. Unfortunately, that change went forward, something many of us felt disrupted the community and strained our children's connections. Now we're facing yet another proposed change, and once again, we are being asked to send our kids to school further into Eagle Mountain. I understand the intent to maintain consistency between the elementary and secondary school boundaries, but to be honest, I wish the original change hadn't happened at all. That decision set in motion a separation that we are still feeling today, and continuing down that path only deepens the disconnect between our neighborhood and the community we've considered home. Many of us chose to live in Wildflower because of its proximity to Saratoga schools and the strong programs offered there, like Spanish immersion. These decisions were thoughtful and purposeful, based on what we believed would give our children the best start academically and socially. For students, especially those with special needs or anxiety, changing schools, teachers, and classmates is not a simple adjustment. It can create setbacks in learning, development, and emotional well-being. But beyond individual students, this proposal would fracture the Wildflower neighborhood itself. Our Wildflower community, as well as my family's church community, spans both sides of Mountain View Corridor, yet the proposed boundaries would split us apart. Children who play together in the neighborhood after school and attend city and church events together would be sent to different schools. In addition, many residents have young children or don't have any children yet who don't even know about this change and the impact it would have. This division weakens neighborhood unity. It complicates friendships, isolates students socially, and reduces parental involvement. When families are split across schools, they're less able to coordinate carpools, participate in events, or build meaningful relationships with teachers and staff. These connections are a core part of what makes a school community strong, and this proposal puts them at risk. There are also broader logistical concerns. The commute to Eagle Mountain is longer and more difficult, especially with current road construction and in winter weather. These changes affect attendance, safety, and access to after-school programs. Finally, does that mean I'm done? Okay. Finally, with ongoing and future development in Wildflower and Eagle Mountain, this may not be the last adjustment. Repeated boundary changes leave families in a constant state of uncertainty, and our children deserve the best. I urge the board to reconsider this proposal, keep Wildflower together, and keep us connected to the Saratoga Springs schools and community that we chose to be a part of. Thank you for your time and your commitment to our children's education.
Thanks, Lindsay. We appreciate that. Next up, we have the approval of minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Board Member Wilson, a second by Board Member Lincoln. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Claims, Dr. Farnsworth.
Yes, you've received your claims for the month, and I recommend you accept the claims.
Do we have a motion to accept the claims?
I move that we accept the claims.
Okay, so we have a motion by Board Member Bateman. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Peterson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Next, routine business.
Yes, the routine business for this month includes a budget summary, the Alpine Foundation Board summary, personnel hiring leases, and the approval of the 25-26 school land trust plans. Appreciate the board, the time that you took to read through those, and I recommend that you approve the routine business.
So do we have a motion to approve the routine business?
I move that we approve the routine business.
Okay, we have a motion by Board Member Beeson. Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, a second by Board Member Clement. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Reports, Dr. Farnsworth.
Yes. We had scheduled to do the annual health report and assurances. I request that the board allow us to postpone that until the June board meeting, and we will review that as part of the study session. So I recommend that we hold on that. We will do that in our June board meeting, make sure that we're in compliance with state statute associated with that, but that will give us more time to review that.
Okay, great. And then membership?
Yes, you've received your membership report. No action is needed on that. Just for review, we are up 251 students from October 1st in our elementary schools, up 26 in our junior high schools, and down 455 from October 1st in our high schools. That's a typical trend, growth in elementary as our high school students graduate early, exit early. We see that enrollment start to decline in our high schools. So that is a membership report. The trends where we're growing, we continue to grow, and where we're declining, we continue to decline. Haven't seen significant variation from that throughout the year.
Thank you for that information. Okay, next on our action items, we have a suggested date change for our July board meeting.
Yes, we recommend, due to some travel by board members and some other extenuating circumstances, that we move the July 15th board meeting that has been previously scheduled a week earlier to July 8th. And we recommend that you make that change.
Thank you. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we amend our calendar for our July meeting to be moved from the 15th to the 8th.
Motion by Board Member Wilson. Do we have a second? Okay, we have a second by Board Member Bateman. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Okay, next on to our discussion action item, Superintendent.
Yes, we would invite legal counsel Craig Brinkerhoff to come forward to respond to any questions the board members may have regarding these policies. Appreciate the policy committee, the work that they have been doing. We have 3 policies to review. If the board feels settled with those changes and the recommendations, and we can move that from discussion to action. The first policy is policy 4069, sexual harassment, and we recommend that we retire that policy. As per other policies, there has been work by the policy committee to combine these into one central policy.
Yes, thank you, Superintendent. This is the last of the retirements that we're doing for sexual harassment policies, and then later we'll also have the one that's going to be the combined that we'll recommend for your adoption.
Okay, so do we have a motion regarding policy 4069?
I move that we retire policy 4069.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Board Member Clement and a second by Board Member Beeson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously.
Thank you. The next policy is policy 7110, bullying prevention. As you may remember, as part of the audit that was recently conducted in Alpine School District by the Auditor General of the Legislature, one of the recommendations was a combining of those policies so they're easier for patrons and others to access. Appreciate the work. We committed to, as part of that audit, that we would address this. Appreciate the policy committee and the hastening of that work to revise this and get this into one combined policy. And we recommend, if the board feels comfortable, moving that to an action and approving the changes in that policy.
Thank you. So we went through this policy a little bit today in policy committee to talk through some of the changes. The major change is the change to definition of policy, which now is broken into two pieces.
Definition of bullying or of policy?
Thank you. Bullying. Okay. It's broken into two pieces, staff bullying and student bullying. And it is a little bit more concentrated, a little more compact, where the previous bullying definition really encompassed almost any behavior that you might encounter in a school, and it made it hard to work through those bullying complaints when everything could be literally considered bullying. As we're working through this, we're also working through the OLAG report, the audit report, to make sure that we were hitting the different things that they had requested in this policy. At this time, we've also linked a few other documents from our Student Services Department that has a landing page where there's resources for parents so they can go to one spot that directs them on where to go, how we look at bullying. It also includes the bullying tree that the OLAG audit pointed out, and other resources for administrators. At this time, I'm actually going to suggest that this be left as discussion only because we're still trying to finalize those linked documents. And once those linked documents are completed and vetted out, then we will move forward with the policy. So I would recommend that this not be approved tonight, just so that we can finalize those links.
Okay, so any discussion?
Yeah, Board Member King, I just wanted to point out that one further change that is in this proposed change is the appeal process will no longer end with the Board of Education. It will end with legal counsel. And I just wanted to point that out to you, just so that it can be a matter of contemplation and discussion. And maybe you want to address that a little bit, Craig.
Yeah, I can clarify. So it doesn't end with legal counsel, it ends with the supervisor. So the first...
Pardon me, yeah.
The first take at the apple, first bite of the apple, if you will, is the administrator that investigates the bullying response. If parents and students or staff are unhappy with the result of that investigation, then they can appeal it, which would go to the next level of supervision. So if the bullying complaint was against a supervisor, then it would go to the supervisor's supervisor. But there is only one level of appeal. Previously, there were 2 levels of appeal in this. If the board wishes, we can add in that second level of appeal. But right now, it's the initial investigation plus 1 appeal.
Yeah, I just thought that was worth pointing out because it is kind of a change. And when we discussed this, we talked about there being a level of expertise and training at that level that maybe our board members are not as trained in addressing. So anyway, just something to think about as we approach the approval of this policy.
Craig, just a point of clarification. When we talked about shifting to just 1 level of appeal process, how does that compare to other districts and their bullying appeal process. Have we looked at other districts as to what that appeal process looks like?
Yeah, I would have to look and go find that out. Previously, the policy did have the 2 levels, so the second level was to the superintendent or his designee. So that's something that we can reconsider and put that back in. It never, for clarification, our policy never went to the Board of Education. It went to a supervisor and then superintendent. So there wasn't another one that went to the board after the superintendent.
Okay, that's not clear to me because I was always trained as a board member that I was not to insert myself into any situation because I would be the final deciding body. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at any time, a person can approach the board and make a complaint or a request. And I suppose at that level, the board could choose to work with the superintendent on that. But as far as our previous policy, or the policy as it is without the corrections and changes, it had 2 levels, and the highest level was the superintendent.
Okay, thank you.
Typically, Board Member Wilson, I believe that's in an expulsion situation that could be appealed, or the board is the final decision on that. Where this is an investigation and the findings, they would appeal those findings to the superintendent or designee. Typically, that's to review, make sure due process has been followed. And so I think sometimes it's outlined in policy that there is the appeal to the superintendent. Other times it's just understood. So
I would just like some clarity on it.
Sorry, Craig, one other question. Do we have a model policy from USBE regarding this by chance, or are we just, I know we had to change some of the things and combine the policy for clarity based on the OLAG audit, but I'm curious as to if there is a model policy we have from USBE.
There's potentially one from the previous session, but not for the current session.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah, and we kind of, as we talked today as a committee, felt more comfortable, you know, waiting on word from the USBE. Is that the right one we were talking about?
That was with our cell phone policy.
Oh,
We were
that's right,
gonna-
cell
we were
phone,
gonna
excuse
see
me.
what the model
That was with
policy
our
is.
cell phone policy. I thought I'd bring that up. Yeah, you bet.
So this one, sorry,
Go
Board
ahead.
Member Beeson. This one, there's a little bit of urgency just because of the audit
Right.
and the report that the district is going up to the legislature next week to report on it. So we were hoping to have something in place. If you wanted us to wait for the USB model policy, we could do that, or we could pass this, and if there's significant changes between ours and USBE's policy, we could bring it back as well.
just a point of consideration, we are reporting on that audit on the 18th. It would be nice to report that we have completed that expectation. So if we can have this in place by next board meeting on the 17th, then that would be helpful.
I just wanted to comment too. We didn't haphazardly change the definitions of bullying and just like put our finger to the wind and see which one we wanted to use this year. The legislators have changed those definitions in the last 2 sessions, and as changes in this policy reflect those legislative changes.
I guess I would just ask if any of you have comments or input on this, would you notify the policy committee so that we can be ready to pass something next month?
Okay, so thank you guys for the discussion, and we'll make sure we review the policy individually and send any feedback to the committee. Okay, next up we have policy 7150.
Yes, policy 7150, as mentioned earlier, is a revision, and recommend that if the board feels comfortable moving that to action and approving that policy as revised.
Thank you. Yes, this policy is going to be the combination. So you're aware that we've been retiring other sexual harassment policies over the last couple months. We had 5 at one time, and now we're going to have 1 that will cover all employee associations, certified educational support professionals, managerial, and students. This particular policy was also reviewed and received input on from the Office of Civil Rights as part of our audit a couple years ago that they did. So we've worked with them extensively on this policy as well, and incorporated their input into this policy, things that they felt were missing or that weren't clear enough. So we've done that and also worked with our student services group and our current Title IX coordinator on making sure that we have this policy where we feel like it needs to be, and it will, like I said, be applicable to all persons within the district. So we're feeling pretty confident with where it stands now. At one point, we had changed this policy even from its current version to the 2024 Title IX regulations, which then we had to retract back and revert back to the 2022 regulations. So this policy is based on 22 regulations, which is the current Title IX framework that we've been directed by OCR and the Department of Education to follow. So the 2024 regs were put on hold by lawsuits and other things, and so this is based on the current law, which is 2022.
Thank you, Craig. Okay, so do we have a motion regarding policy 7150?
I move that we pass the revised policy 7150 of sexual harassment.
Okay, so we have a motion by Board Member Beeson and a second by Board Member Bateman. Any discussion?
I just want to say thank you on the procedures, the complaint process. I love all the additions and just the way that, like, this would be really lovely to be able to send people to. I think it's much more clear than it was before. So thank you for your work on that part.
I also just want to comment that we've discussed this extensively in policy, but we also had a briefing in our employee and student support committee from Kimberly Moore, who is our Title IX special coordinator. And I was just so impressed. She understands this very thoroughly, and she has vetted this policy, and so I'm fully confident that it is very thorough. And we're just lucky to have a resource like this. She addresses these issues within 24 hours, and the process is very clear. So I recommend that we pass this.
Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor of approving the revised policy 7150 on sexual harassment, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Okay, that passes unanimously. It is now time for our board member and superintendent reports and information items.
I would just like to publicly express appreciation to all who support and help and have worked to help this graduating class of 2025. We are going to have 15 graduations next week, which will be a full week, but really is a accumulation of just 13 years in some instances of work by our dedicated teachers, administrators, support professionals, parents, and students to really achieve a significant outcome. That is what we strive for as a district, to have as many of our students complete that, to give them opportunities for growth in their life and future learning. And thank you to the board members for your support of those graduations, your participation in them. I look forward to seeing you next week at our graduations. So
I also just wanted to point out that in our routine business, we passed our school land trust plans, and I've only examined the schools that I'm oversee, but I just wanted to show my appreciation to our principals and to our school community councils. Those reports are outstanding. I think they show ownership for learning in their building. And I just encourage our community members to pay attention to those trust land reports. We are accountable for the money that comes to our schools, and it's being well used to address the highest priority of learning in each building, and I just appreciate the responsiveness of our school community councils.
I want to say thank you to Tyler Bigu and the entire Alpine Foundation. We got to honor our teachers, employees, support staff of the year. And every year I just kind of sit in gratitude for all that they contribute to this. They have done a fantastic job with the gift basket they put together, and an award, and the dinner. It just, I love feedback from those recipients just saying that they can't believe that, there's another piece coming, and just what a great opportunity it is to be able to recognize some of our best. So I know that's something that the foundation works on all year, and appreciate those donors who continue to come back year after year. So thank you for their work.
As we wrap up a school year, and it's the time of appreciation with teacher appreciation and principal appreciation and secretary appreciation and all of the different appreciations, I want to appreciate the parents of the 84,000 students of our Alpine School District. The parents that calmed the first day jitters, that stayed up late at night to help with the homework assignment, and then turned around the next morning and got that same student off to school. For the parents that spent time in carpools and running kids from one activity to another, that brought the homework or lunch that was left on the counter, that gave the hugs when the day didn't go well, and that were there to celebrate the awesomeness of our students. And I just want to say thank you. We've made it another year, and we couldn't do it without the parents of the 84,000 students of Alpine School District.
Okay, so we do not have need of a closed session tonight. So would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second the motion.
Okay, we're not going to discuss. Motion by Board Member Wilson, second by Board Member Clement. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for your attendance this evening. We appreciate it.